Hello everyone, welcome to Cumulative Upkeep. I'm Brandon, aka Booster Tutor. I'm here with my co-host Jay.
Hello!
So basically what we are is a Magic the Gathering podcast. You know, two friends talking about Magic because we love it. What we're going to do is basically it's going to work this way. We're going to talk about what we've been playing, go in the news of the week, and then have a main topic. Our main topic this week is Commander 2017. And we will have our top 6 cards from the set. So let's first introduce ourselves since this is the inaugural episode. I'm Brandon, as I said, and I first got into Magic when I was 11 years old. I walked into a comic book shop, and the guy talked me into buying a starter deck of Revised. And my mom gave me $20 to get a comic book, and I ended up using $20 to get that instead. And she was not very happy. So I didn't really actually play the game till, I don't know, months later. I just collected the cards, never really learned. And eventually I took a break like most people do and came back really hard in the Zendikar Scars. And that's when I decided to draft, and I've just been loving it since then. What about you, Jay?
I have been playing since I was about 19. I got to college, and it was the same college as my brother, and he had all these cool friends, and he had all these cool cards that had cool pictures on them. And so he gave me this elf deck that's named Elfdrazi, because it has, a bunch of elf ramp, and then Sponsire of Ulamog, and then you just,
Nice.
go crazy. And I fell in love with elves, and I fell in love with magic, and the rest is history.
Elves are always the best.
Always.
They're the gateway drug to magic.
Elves are the gateway drug to magic. You're brilliant.
All right, so let's talk about what we've been playing in Magic. I have been playing nothing because I've been trying to set up this podcast. So I'm the worst. Sorry. What about you?
So I'm almost exclusively an EDH player. So I played last night. It was awesome. I played my Captain Sisay deck, and she won. She
Nice.
won. Yeah. And I also had a conversation with someone about building a modern deck.
No, boy.
Oh no. Goodbye, Wallet.
No. Goodbye, money.
Goodbye, money.
Have you played Modern before?
I've never played modern.
Okay. Yeah, it's I played, was it Affinity? I had a deck for that, but I just never had time to play it. But, it's very much you need to know the meta, and then you just play your deck and hope you win, basically.
Yeah.
That's how it feels like anyway to me.
Right. He this fellow wants to play, like, he wants to build a bunch of proxy decks.
Just to have fun or just for testing?
Just for testing, because he's like,
Okay.
I'm gonna build Merfolk, and he's like, I mean, before you spend like $700, why don't we
Right.
like figure this out? And I'm like, I'm gonna play Merfolk, and he's like, yeah, but wait. He plays Green White Tron. I don't know how good of a matchup that is with Merfolk.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Right. He says it's a tier 2 deck, and Merfolk
Yeah.
is also tier 2. So
I always hear about Tron. I mean, it's basically get a ton of mana out and get Karn out.
right, basically
Yeah.
Karn.
And kind of wins games.
Right.
So nothing else?
Last
What?
night wasn't enough.
Oh no, I'm just wondering if there's more. You had a whole week. No, I'm just kidding. I did nothing. So, okay, so let's go into the news of the week. Not much news this week. The only topic I could find that I really want to talk about was the new San Diego Comic-Con Planeswalkers. They came out during San Diego Comic-Con. Usually they're very exclusive. You can only get them there. But they'll sometimes go at Hasbro Toy Shop, go up for like 30 minutes and disappear. They're still for sale. So you can still pick them up if you want. These are the ones with they like look like hieroglyphics, and they have a Nicol Bolas print. And it seems like the reason they probably are still around is that they're like $180 for 6 Planeswalkers that were just okay, and a print that most people didn't want.
Is it the same like print size?
I don't know. That's the problem. I think a lot of people are suspecting that it has gotten bigger because they've always said they're going to print more each year.
Right.
Like every year they're like, oh, we'll print more, don't worry, because people are always complaining that there's not enough, and then once seems like there's enough, nobody wants it.
I mean, as someone who has purchased the San Diego Comic-Con Planeswalkers, if they did create more, do you care?
I mean, if people want them and they can get them, I'm more power to them. That's great. But I think it's mainly that price that it wasn't really worth it. I love the print because I collect prints.
Yeah.
But yeah, $180, that's pretty steep.
Even for Nicol Bolas himself.
I know, right? Even though you can get his print for like $40 on eBay, which means what? The Planeswalkers have to be worth $140?
There it is.
No, they're not.
Have you seen the artwork on that Nissa, though?
No, yeah, they're awesome. I love the artwork, but I mean, Chandra is playable, and none of the others really are, except maybe Nicobolus. I think he is in standard right now. On to our main topic. Wow, that was a lot faster than I thought.
Yep, we're cruising.
Oh, man, you're right. Commander 2017.
Yeah.
4 decks. Woo! Yay! We have vampires, cats, dragons, and wizards. Oh, my.
Oh, what great tribes. Like,
I know, right? I mean, for the tribes they got, those are the good ones. I like them.
yeah, I mean, how do you feel about wizards? Because I guess that was like the most unknown for the most amount of time.
I mean, that's not my kind of deck. So I love wizards, just, in theory.
Of the coast?
That's debatable. No, but like it's just like, bunch of spells, bunch of wizards, and it seems like it's more of control. I'm not very control-y, so not my type of deck. But man, some of those cards make me want to play wizards.
Right.
Now someone who has a wizards deck already, yours is mono blue, right? Are you going to add two more colors to your deck? Are you going to be using these commanders to make a wizards deck?
You bet I am.
Okay, you are. Okay, I wasn't sure.
The thing about wizards is like there's some awesome combos that you can do, but I don't really like combos. So I think having that utility is going to be a lot better for my playstyle personally.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm so excited about it.
Nice.
So excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, more colors, more options, right?
Exactly. Even though red is,
What? What is it?
Red is like
the best color ever? I know, right? They should add red to every deck. I know what you're saying.
I mean, should we though?
Yeah, exactly. So what is your favorite deck? Is it wizards?
My favorite commander deck?
Yes, out of the 4.
Oh, out of the 4.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a 4-way tie between dragons, wizards, cats.
Seriously, really?
No, I think cats is pretty high up there on my list.
Okay.
And then wizards is like right there. Right there. What about you?
Vampires. I like, it's kind of aggro. It's mainly make a bunch of a bunch of vampires, pump them up. You're still in life. I don't know about the white in the vampires, because there's like, if you look at the deck, there's literally no white for the vampires except for one card.
Right.
The mana, it's the Tithe one, the one that has like extort.
Okay.
And that's the only vampire that has white in it. All the other, mainly it's just for utility cards and stuff. So I can understand adding white for utility. It just seems a little bit off to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you can't always hit the mark on colors, right? Like the cat dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
you want to go into that?
Can we please? Like, can we just take a look at this cat? It's a cat. Where's the white? Where's the white? I ask you.
It's a mainly green green cat, I guess.
No, white dominates cats. Cats are
yeah,
white.
It does. Like it's maybe trying to be like Broodmate, where it makes tokens because it makes a 3/3 token. The black is for the sacrifice ability. The green is the cat and token, maybe. But the red, I don't know why that's there. Mainly because dragon, maybe.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's black dragons. You could use the black as dragon, the white as a cat, and the green for the token.
But white.
Yeah, I know. I don't. Maybe they thought it could see play somewhere else, or I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me so sad every time I
swing
think
and a miss
of those cats like being created. It's like,
yeah, I mean, it's like a Johnny's White. The White Sun Zenith makes cats. White and cats are synonymous. That's all I'm saying.
Except for Miri.
Oh yeah.
Who was black.
Well, she is now. She has white now. So
she's white now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She saw the light. There you go.
We'll get to her later. Oh, I love her so much.
Exactly. So what like the dragon deck? What do you think about that?
I think it's fun. Like, I think it excites me more than vampires. Sorry.
Oh, I see how it is. Is it because it's 5 color or because it's dragons?
Yeah, I think 5 color and dragons. Yeah, you hit it on the head. I really love the colorless dragon, Ramos.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That guy's like, oh yeah, pretty good.
Right? Like, he looks pretty red. I kind of want to make a deck around him. How do you feel about EDH as a whole? I mean,
I like it. It's just sometimes the games get a little too crazy for me. Like 4-player, I'm just like, what's going on over there? I don't even know. Someone's going to a combo, and I have no idea what they're doing.
Right.
But I still love it. I mean, still a fun format. It can be super casual. It's just when people get Some people get super competitive.
Some people.
Some people.
But that's also the great thing about these commander decks. Just like taking them right out of the box and being like, they're all relatively the same level and we'll just play them.
And I mean, it's great for new players because tribal. I mean, I think when you first make an EDH deck, your first thought is, you know what, I want to make a tribal deck.
Right? That's still always my thought.
Exactly. Like werewolves came out. Oh, sweet.
Right.
Make a werewolf tribal deck. Horrible commander, but make a werewolf tribal deck.
Exactly. My Captain Sisay deck, I call her legendary tribal. So
exactly.
Right? I mean,
we'll just make anything tribal somehow.
Right. Challenge accepted.
I want to talk about that cat general, the one, the newer one.
Roar of Worlds, that one?
Yeah. Do you like that one?
Well, I think the fact that... So he gives +3, which is awesome, like, right at the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it doesn't scale very well.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. He kind of feels like the werewolf general almost. Yeah. Now, the werewolf general is like another creature gets pumped, but only one. And you're like, no, I want to pump my whole team. That's how I feel like the cat should be too. Like,
yeah. I mean,
you should make cats, or you should pump all the cats, not just one.
Okay, so if you created your perfect commander, Catmander, if you will, what would it be?
I think they did a pretty good job with that cat that makes 2 cats and gives them lifelink, and then all other cats get +1/+1.
Okay.
That's like on the right track. Something like that, I feel like.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Like maybe like Imminence, if it's in the battlefield and, in the command zone, make a 2/2 cat with lifelink each turn. Or something like that.
That sounds incredible.
That doesn't sound that great. It sounds just okay.
I mean, lifelink, can't underestimate it.
Exactly, yeah. See.
I wish Hungry Links were legendary. Like, I know that's so dumb, but I would...
So that could be the commander?
I would make that my commander in a heartbeat.
Right?
Everyone has Death Touch rats. Everyone.
Right. Speaking of Hungry Links, do you want to go into our top 6?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Would you like to start?
Yeah. So, okay. No surprise, the first person I'm going to mention, the first wizard I'm going to mention is Inala. She's my new boo. I'm so excited to make my wizards unlock their potential.
Wizards making wizards?
Wizards making wizards.
Yeah, I mean, this card's like crazy, right?
Right? She's great.
Yeah, it's like, that's so cheap just to make another copy of a wizard.
Who do you think is the most powerful commander that they released? Or cards that you think would be a good legendary creatures in this cycle?
I think if you're going tribal, it would be her. Like, I think maybe that dragon, though I think he's more just like people love dragons and making your dragons cheaper. That's maybe like a better commander. But I think this one is like the most powerful as a wizard commander.
I agree.
That's the problem, is like she's stuck with wizards. Like you have to play a wizard deck with her. But if you're going like just a straight general for any kind of deck, it'd probably be my number 1.
Okay, so
which is Kess, Distant Mage. She is 1 colorless, blue, black, red. She's a 3/4, has flying, and during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. So 4 mana for a 3/4 with flying, and she's basically a Snapcaster Mage each turn.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could go in more commander decks, not just a wizard deck.
Definitely.
And can do like some crazy shenanigans.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah. She's pre-selling for like $15 right now.
That's crazy. I mean,
right?
I think, can we just round it out and talk about, what is it, Marseille? Is that the name of the other dude? He's not on either of our lists, but he's the other wizard. Okay. You put a counter on, you exile something from the graveyard, and then you can use the activated abilities.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah, I was thinking of the other one. Sorry. Yeah, the one who like put a counter on a creature or artifact.
Yeah. And
you get its activated ability.
Dude, I'm so excited about that.
That guy is, I just love his flavor. Like that's pretty cool.
Right? A cage counter? Is it a cage counter?
Yeah, cage counter. Yeah. Because it's like you're putting them in a cage.
Yeah, he's super cool. Okay.
Yeah, Wizards is like a lot of fun, it looks like.
Yeah, right? I mean, you're going to have to supplement with other wizards because they didn't
Yeah.
have, I mean, like Patron Wizard and like Lighthouse Chronologist, some really awesome
Yeah.
wizards weren't going to come in the deck, but it's pretty easy to slide them in there.
I think everyone was kind of sad that Riptide Laboratory wasn't in there, the land that bounces wizards. And then it like shot up in price. So, you want to do your number 2?
My number 2 is the Curse Cycle.
The Curse Cycle, such a good cycle.
Right? Now I realize they're like not play wise, like they're not the strongest, but I think they represent a lot of the great stuff about EDH. If you're not playing like, what is it, 100 card vintage, if you're playing EDH, which is supposed to be a more casual format, the curses are just really fun.
Exactly. They like change up the game. They just like add a little layer of fun that you're like, oh, you're not being super like competitive. You're just here to, mess stuff up.
Right, exactly. So the curses are you enchant a player, and then that gives some sort of reward for people attacking that player. So, you do it to an opponent, and then everyone just attacks them and gets coins or draws cards or something to that effect, and they come in every color.
It's kind of like the, what were the vows from before? Where you put it on a creature, and then like that creature couldn't attack you ever, but it could attack other people.
Yeah.
So it's like almost the opposite of that, sort of.
Right, exactly.
Vows and curses. And then my number 2 is New Blood. This is 2 black for sorcery. As an additional cost to cast it, tap an untapped vampire you control. You gain control of target creature. Change the text of that creature by replacing all instances of one creature type with a vampire. So basically, it's a control magic for vampires, and you can just steal any creature and make it a vampire.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so say someone's playing Slivers. You take this, or use this to take their Sliver Queen, and you can pay 2 to get any vampire, because it changes isn't it pay 2 to get a Sliver from your deck, or make a Sliver token?
So great, yeah.
So then you just make vampires.
That's so crazy. Oh,
right?
So
I love that.
That's so good. Okay, my number 3.
Okay.
Is Crimson Honor Guard. And again, this is kind of an awesome true EDH card because obviously it talks about the commander. So he has Trample. He's a 4/5/4/5, 3 and 2 red. And he says at the beginning of each player's end step, Crimson Honor Guard deals 4 damage to that player unless he or she controls the commander. And I love this because I feel like, when you first start playing EDH, you're like, oh, I'm going to make this deck around my commander. Like, that's the easiest way to build a deck. And then you get away from that. But then I feel like this is like a nod to be like, well, you can't like totally forget your commander.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make this deck around this, but never actually play this commander. It's like, well, now you're going to get punished for that.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. It's so good. And it's red.
This actually seems like, have you ever played 1 versus 1 commander?
French commander? Is that what
it's called?
Yeah.
I've never actually played it, but that seems like a good card for that.
Right?
That seems pretty aggressive.
Right, exactly. 4 damage?
All right, and my number 3 is Teferi's Protection. 2 and a white for an instant. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you have protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. And a phasing is, oh boy, while they're phased out, they're treated as though they don't exist. They phase in before you untap during an untap step, so very specific, and then you exile this. So
good.
It's so dumb. So good and so dumb.
You hate it?
I hate phasing. It's so like, what is the point of this? I guess it's you tap a ton of mana, you do this to phase your stuff, and then you have the mana floating, and then you like do a Day of Judgment to wipe everything, or Armageddon if you're a real jerk and destroy all lands except yours. And yeah. Have you ever played with phasing before?
No.
Okay, so it's like, it's not exiling things. It's just like, do you know who Kitty Pryde is from X-Men?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
She can like pass through walls. She's not really there, but she is.
I see.
That's kind of how it is, because like if there's an equipment on a creature, or enchantment, it goes with the creature and comes back, and it's all just fine.
Okay.
Like if you exiled it, they would both fall off. This way, tokens apparently come back now too.
Okay, but
yeah.
So I don't understand why they would have disappeared in the first place. Like
it was just a rule.
But
yeah.
That makes no sense, right?
Exactly, right?
What? If you watching can tell us why this makes sense, please do. Please comment.
Yeah, because it's like, if the token went away, if a creature went away and then about the inner battlefield doesn't matter, then why would it matter with the token going away and it disappear? Yeah, I'm glad they've made the rule.
Yeah.
The new rule.
Right.
It's much better now.
Okay, so my number 4 is Hungry Lynx.
Hungry Lynx.
I just love him so much. Okay, so he is 1 and a green. Cats you control have protection from rats. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent creates a 1/1 rat creature token with death touch. Whenever a rat dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. It's so good.
Right?
It's so stupid. It's so good. It's just, given rats incentive for them to attack your opponents.
Yeah, because your cats have protection. So I've heard people say like, well, I don't want to give my opponent creatures with like 1/1 creatures with death touch. Just like, but they're not going to be attacking you. They're going to use them to attack other people. So
exactly. I mean,
give away.
Right. Your smart opponent is probably going to be like, well, I mean, I don't want your cats to all get +1/+1 counters, but
yeah, exactly. But yeah, you help me. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
Here, have this death touch rat.
Yeah, you can like use it like politically, like someone doesn't have any creatures. Like, now you get a 1/1 death touch creature. No one can attack you.
Right? Look how nice I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving you rats.
So please don't attack me.
Please.
Don't combo off of me, please.
Oh, no, don't.
Because for some reason you don't have creatures. All right, my number 4 is it Edgar or Edgar? Edgar? Edgar sounds more fancy.
There it is.
Edgar Markov.
Should we call him Sir Edgar Markov?
Sir, of course. He's obviously a lord of some sort, a knight. 3 red, white, black for a 4/4. Has Imminence. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if he is in your command zone or on the battlefield, create a 1/1 black vampire creature token. He has First Strike and Haste. And whenever he attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. So if you have a 1-drop vampire on your first turn, you get another vampire? Every turn you're getting a 1/1 vampire?
Hold on, let me look at him. Every turn, right? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because it's like just whenever you play a vampire. So if you play a vampire your first turn, your second turn, third turn, right there you got 3 vampires already.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so good. And then once he comes down, he attacks. They all get +1/+1.
Can we talk about Eminence for a second?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, how do you feel about it?
It's great.
It's so good, right?
So good.
It's like
who was the guy that had it before? Like pseudo.
Allura?
The guy who yeah, is that the one that like you gain life and you lose, and if he's on the battlefield or
yeah.
That was so dumb.
He's so dumb.
He's so bad or so good that he's dumb, and now they just let's give it to everybody.
Yeah, I love things like kind of just like don't care about the command zone. Derevi, I hate that guy. I hate him so much.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's.
Got to give him props for not caring about the command zone. Okay, so my number 5.
Number 5.
We're getting into cat country, so.
Right. I was in vampire country. So.
Hey, there it is. I love Miri. Miri, Weatherlight Duelist. So I think this is the 3rd Miri. The first one was black. The first one was green.
Oh, the Cursed, yeah.
Yeah, Miri the Cursed, and then Miri the green one.
The green one, yeah. No one cares about.
And then the Miri Weatherlight Duelist. First strike. Whenever Miri Weatherlight Duelist attacks, each opponent can't block with more than 1 creature this combat. As long as Miri Weatherlight Duelist is tapped, no more than 1 creature can attack you each combat. She's 1, a green, and a white for a 3/2. The reason I personally am excited about this, I said before I had a Captain Sisay deck, I also have a Hannah Ship's Navigator deck. And so it's like, we're just getting the whole Weatherlight gang together.
Nice. Not even is it tribal, it's like Vorthos tribal.
Right? Which I...
It's Weatherlight tribal.
Weatherlight tribal. I don't really usually care about Vorthosy things, but in this instance...
Yeah, when it's the Weatherlight, I mean, that's just a cool story.
You got it, right?
You got the ship, you got pirates.
I still think that the Weatherlight's going to appear on Ixalan. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
Right?
Take us back to Dominaria.
Weatherlight and dinosaurs. So she looks like she just wrecks combat for a lot of people.
Yeah, right? She's so cool.
Like if they have a token deck, I get to attack with my 1 token now. Thanks.
Right? She's like the most beautiful in white control.
And also that art. Jeez.
Yeah, that art.
So cool.
That's not me hanging. That's me with a sword.
Also, I do love Cube, and she's not bad for Cube.
Are you going to put her
She's
in your
not-
cube?
No, because the problem is green-white is like, there's just so many good cards for green-white that she doesn't quite make the cut in my cube, but I can see her like just like being really annoying to play against in cube.
Sounds like it's time to make another cube.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't afford that.
Okay, so what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Mathis Fiend Seeker. Red, white, black for a 3/3 vampire. He has a menace, and at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature an opponent controls. For as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, it has, when this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. That's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Like, the flavor on this is so cool. He's just like branding people to like give a bounty basically, and then if you killed it, you get a reward.
Right.
And also what's nice is the bounty counter is what has the ability. So you can stack multiple bounties on something.
What?
And if it dies, it still triggers all of them.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so if like he dies, the bounty's still on there, you still get him. So it doesn't even matter if he gets removed.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so really like that guy. Just because I mainly like him for the flavor.
Are you going to like make any modifications to the vampire deck? Are you buying
I'll
it?
probably replace some of the like lesser vampires. Like the black-white one I was talking about. Yeah, it's not, I don't really need that one.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you going to do with your... Are you going to keep the cat deck, just the cat deck? You're going to add some stuff?
I think I'm just going to rock the cat deck.
Yeah, I feel like if I was going to, I'd probably add some more equipment or something, maybe get a little bit more equipment focus, but
There's
yeah.
just so many cool directions you can go with that cat deck. You can make
Yeah.
it more equipment heavy, make it more cat-centric.
More cat-centric, tokens with cats.
Tokens with cats. Oh, love it. Okay,
Cat,
number
cat,
6.
cat.
Speaking of cats, Alms Collector. So he's 3 and a white for a 3/4. He has flash, and if an opponent would draw 2 or more cards, instead you and that player each draw a card. Oh, so good. Just knock that combo crap off.
Right? Exactly.
You're gonna draw everything and then like do some bad crap to me? No. Alms
No.
Collector.
You're like, I'm going to help everybody out, actually.
Right, exactly. Also, that art is so majestic.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, my number 6 is Fractured Identity. 3 white blue for sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it. So I like this for cube, for one thing.
Okay.
Because it's 5 mana and white and blue to just get rid of something and then you get it. And then, but Commander, it's also just really dumb. Like you get just, you know, oh, you have a Jason Mind Sculptor. Guess what? Not everyone except you gets one.
My goodness. That's
It's like, yeah, it's not going to maybe help you win the game, but it's just going to make a lot of fun to just be annoying.
right.
And I love to do that during Commander, just be annoying.
Right. What's better than 1 mana Gorge Hydra is
Oh, jeez.
3 of them.
Then all of them.
All
Except
of
you.
them. That's so bad. Oh, the possibilities are so gross.
So yeah, for Cube, there wasn't too much for me for this. Mainly those 2 cards I mentioned. And then also there was the equipment, the 1-drop that whenever it hits a player, you get to copy it.
Okay.
It's like a 2/0, gives creature +2/+0, and when it damages a player, you make a copy of that, and it's equipped too. It's really cool, but I don't know if it's good enough. It just seems like it could get out of hand if you have something with double strike.
Right.
But I didn't really add it to the list because, you know, it wasn't that exciting.
Did you like the design of this set?
Yeah, it was crazy good. Like, when I first heard Tribal, I was like, oh, what are they going to do? Is this going to be like goblins and elves? And, like, yeah, those are great tribes, but we've seen them a million times before.
Right.
Yeah, but, like, they went the correct choice with, like, dragons for EDH. That makes sense. Wizards. And then throwing in cats, like, okay, sure. And then vampires, because they love shoving vampires into things.
What tribe would you like to have seen that you didn't see?
Ooh. Pirates? But that's the next set, so...
Hold on. Wait a few.
I know, right? No, I want it now.
No.
I can't wait a month.
Dragons and Pirates and Dinosaur.
Pirates and dinosaurs. The 2, I was like, oh, okay, that's why they didn't do it, because it's just the next set.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you? What would you have liked to have seen?
Merfolk, obviously.
A merfolk, of course.
Yeah.
You're like, please reprint these cards so they're cheaper.
I mean,
I'm trying to make a modern deck.
that may or may not be the reason that I wanted Merfolk Tribal.
All right, so I guess that's it for our podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at cumulativeupkeeppodcast@gmail.com.
Wow, how do you say that
You
again?
can, God dang it. Cumulative Upkeep Podcast at gmail.com. We knew we were going to have a hard time with this. Or you can find us on Twitter. I'm at booster_tutor.
And I'm at lady_Janie_J. Oh, that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. One little line can be so many words.
Oh, God.
And then also I make YouTube videos. You can find my YouTube at youtube.com/boostertutor. So how do you think we did this first episode, Jay?
You know what? There's only up to go.
Exactly. We can only go up, right? Hopefully.
Can only go up. Why was that so hard to say? That was like cumulative upkeep levels of difficult
Right.
to say.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.